1940. Northern England. Inside the Leyland Motors factory, a strange military truck rattles out into the cold morning air. It isn't impressive. The machine is long, narrow, painted dull army green, and powered by an engine producing just 73 horsepower. A civilian taxi from the same era could nearly match it. There are no doors. No windshield. The engine sits exposed between the driver and passenger, blasting heat through bare steel panels while rain and wind pour straight into the cab. If you are enjoying this content so far, please like and subscribe. Bolted to the rear is either a hand-cranked lifting gantry or a small crane powered by its own gasoline engine. It looks less like a weapon of war and more like something you'd find parked outside a construction site. But this awkward six-wheel truck would become one of the most important vehicles Britain ever built. Its name was the Leyland Retriever. And without it, entire British offensives during the Second World War might have collapsed under the weight of their own broken machines. Because modern armies don't stop fighting when soldiers run out of courage. They stop fighting when vehicles stop moving. By the outbreak of war, Britain was rapidly mechanizing its military. Tanks, armored cars, artillery tractors, Bren carriers, and thousands of trucks flooded into service. But all of them had one thing in common. They broke down constantly. Engines failed. Tracks snapped. Axles shattered. Enemy shells turned expensive machines into burning wrecks scattered across the battlefield. And every disabled vehicle created a dangerous question. Could it be repaired, before the enemy destroyed it completely? That was the Retriever's job. Leyland designed the truck around practicality rather than glamour. Its six-wheel chassis used twin-powered rear axles built specifically for cratered roads, deep mud, and rough terrain. It wasn't fast, barely reaching 28 miles per hour, but speed didn't matter. Reliability did. More importantly, the Retriever could be transformed into almost anything the army needed. Some carried mobile workshops packed with lathes and welding equipment. Others hauled generators, bridging gear, radio stations, or photographic labs. The most valuable variants carried recovery cranes capable of lifting damaged tank engines straight out of disabled vehicles in the field. That capability changed everything. In North Africa after Alamein, British recovery crews swept across the battlefield pulling damaged tanks from the sand while the fighting still smoldered around them. Over 1,200 Allied tanks were recovered. More than 1,000 returned to combat. German and Italian losses, by comparison, were mostly abandoned forever during retreat. That difference became a hidden force multiplier. Britain wasn't just replacing tanks. It was resurrecting them. Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery understood exactly how important those recovery crews were. After the battle, he told the mechanics and engineers of REME, the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, that they kept the punch in the army's fist. And he meant it. The Retriever followed British forces everywhere. France, Libya, Sicily, Italy, Normandy, Burma. Wherever armored divisions advanced, these trucks crawled behind them recovering wrecks from ditches, minefields, and shattered roads. One Retriever even became famous in an unexpected way. After British forces captured an Italian command caravan in North Africa, engineers mounted the luxurious body onto a Retriever chassis. Montgomery used it as his personal mobile headquarters for the rest of the war. Winston Churchill even slept inside it during visits to the front. Yet despite everything it accomplished, almost nobody remembers the Leyland Retriever today. It was never heavily armed. Never heavily armored. It didn't charge enemy lines or dominate propaganda posters. Stronger recovery vehicles existed. Faster ones too. But Britain didn't need a few elite machines. It needed thousands of dependable workhorses capable of keeping an entire mechanized army alive. More than 6,500 Retrievers were built. And in many ways, they represented the real secret behind Allied battlefield endurance, not simply destroying enemy vehicles, but bringing your own back from the dead.